Hey there, I'm glad to see you back. I have a very strange video for you today. This couple had their 6 children taken away from them through the courts, and they had court today, and they got hung up on by the judge because they asked for bonds and oaths and, all that crazy sovereign citizen stuff. So they just gave him a default judgment because they wouldn't participate. And this is the phone call they made to the clerk. Now, the case was adjudicated, so it's over. And they want to have it completely dismissed. And if not, well, I'll let you hear that for yourself. And it is beyond belief. They really don't have words. The delusions that these people have are incredible. I wonder what they're like when it's just the two of them, if they still talk like this. And you'll see as we move into it. They probably talk to each other like this constantly. Dumb and dumber, and I don't know which one is which. All right, enjoy.
Yes, hi, hello. This is Brittany Stevenson. I just spoke with you a little bit ago, and you had put. Okay, you put me through to a meeting with a Judge Petrie. Is that right?
We added you to the hearing, yes.
Okay. Well, the thing is, he hung up on me, so I just need to report back to you that the case is dismissed. You see, I asked for his oath and bond, which he's bound to by law, you see, to give me. So.
What's the KRS that requires him to give you that?
I'm sorry, do what?
What's the KRS that requires him to give you his oath and bond?
Well, is that not your job description, ma'am? Shouldn't you know that? Yes or no?
No, because you're... No.
Oh, no, it's not? Is this the courthouse?
No.
It's not?
Yes.
Do you work for the court? Do you work for the law? I mean, does he know the law? Because I don't even know him, actually, because he won't let me see his oath and bond. So, actually what's happened here...
That's why I asked you what KRS requires him to do that.
Oh.
Because we're talking about equity, ma'am. We're talking about property in this hearing, whether in the division of in this family court. So we need to have the credentials when we're talking about equity, so we know that all parties involved have the authorization, okay, to arbitrate equity. That's all we're trying to do. We're ready to settle this matter. That's what we're interested in settling.
It's been settled.
No, it has. If it was settled, man, we wouldn't have had this hearing today. How can they settle that when there's no consent to the commission? And see, there's no commission in the matter here, man, because they haven't been able to get one. There's no consent to the commission, so this case is dismissed. But we are interested in settling this. We really want to settle this, and that's what we'd like to do. Is if we can get the credentials to show where there's authorization to settle in arbitration, we would like to come back to the table and bring settlement. Okay, we don't want to come and argue or anything of that nature. We just want to get all the facts out on the table so we can bring a settlement.
Yeah.
That's all.
Facts were out on the table.
No, ma'am. All those pleadings, I
have never received an oath and bond from Mr. Petrie. Never.
Now, see, ma'am, all those pleadings are hearsay.
I asked you, Ms. Stevenson.
I have never received an oath or a bond has never been received.
What requires him to do that?
U.S. Code title.
To do that?
It's in U.S. Code Title 18. It's in U.S. Code Title 14. It's in U.S. Code Title 15. You'll find it in U.S. Code Title 12. Okay, this is your code. This is the code that the government established, and this is the code that the government must follow the guideline in order to continue to do their job. This is it. So besides the point, I mean, we are interested in settling this matter. Both parties involved are interested in just getting this settled so both parties can move on with their lives. Mr. Petrie, we'd just like to make sure he is authorized. I've never seen this man's credentials, okay? This man has not seen my credentials. I agree with that. We agree with, if everybody wants to bring the credentials to the table, we want to settle.
Yeah, there's no seal on any of this paperwork, ma'am.
None.
It's all fraudulent.
There's
Every bit of it. There's not one seal. My signature is not on anything. They have nothing. These people have destroyed my entire life and my children's life, and I'm not going away. And everybody's name that's been put on any of my on any of my paperwork, I promise you, I am going to sue on a personal manner. Okay, every single person I've spoken to, texted with, emailed with, been in any hearing with, I will be coming to the table with to settle with, because y'all picked this fight. I'm just finishing it. Do you understand?
Well, damn. Looks like everybody's getting a lawsuit. Woohoo!
And that's...
Do you understand?
You've not been in any hearings, Ms. Stevens.
You are
correct.
so right. You're correct.
That's why we're here talking with you here, ma'am.
Yeah.
Look, the court clerk kind of is the banker of the court. We know there's bonds here, okay? We're here to settle this tax issue, okay? That's what we're here to offer here today. We don't even know the amount of the debt. We don't even got any fact of any detriment that's brought any consideration.
All in the court file.
That is all hearsay, man. We don't have any evidence of that.
It is filed with no seals, ma'am.
No
This
seals,
is
no
fraudulent.
signature.
There's no signature, no
You
seals.
don't have to have a seal.
Oh, yes, ma'am, you
It has to
do.
be stamped filed by the
You do.
circuit
I tell you
court.
what.
Every banking institution has to have a seal in order to have proper bonds.
The circuit court clerk is not a banking institution.
Yes, it is. You have a DUNS number and you have an EIN. You are a banking institution and you do file 1099As, ma'am. I know this for a fact. I am a banking examiner. I am a banking examiner, ma'am. If I want, I will force you to bring those 1044s to ensure the tax is made on those bonds, because I guarantee you're not paying the tax on them.
Ma'am, this is a huge crime.
Ma'am, we're here to settle, okay? We could do it the easy way or the hard way. If you want the IRS and the Treasury involved in your breach of trust, we can bring it. Or we can do this the easy way, and you can settle everything out of that payment bond and the performance bond. We can file the paperwork. We can send you them paperwork so it's legit. And we're going to ask you to settle this out of those accounts, because you have 3 accounts there I see so far, and I'm pretty sure I can dig.
I am so confused. And what does any of this have to do with their children?
Got 3 or 4 more. These accounts are going to be handed over to the SEC, the IRS, the Treasury, and the Postmaster Inspector General. If we don't get something straight here, that man cannot sign off on paperwork without consent. That is theft. We are talking about equity here, ma'am. And no courthouse has ever produced any evidence that they have the authority. If that man moved forward, he left the bench. I'm asking you if you're ready to settle this matter. Because we are. And we're wanting you to settle them out of that payment and performance bond, and I will give you the assignment of how to do it. You already know how, but we're going to direct you where.
I don't know how.
The hell you don't, ma'am. That court clerk knows how to make those bonds. We know where they go, ma'am. You make a performance bond, an appearance bond, and a payment bond on every case, on every account, ma'am. It's a 9-digit number. It's got a QSIP number, right along with your DUNS number, right along with your EIN number. Ma'am, we're not here to argue. We're here to stand in common. We just want to settle this matter because all parties involved.
I'm not saying anything. You're the one arguing.
I'm not arguing, ma'am. I'm telling you exactly how the courts work. They are banking institutions,
and only
ma'am.
because you told us that you did not know the law yourself, even though you represent it.
And I'm here to stand the law, ma'am.
So we're just trying to help you.
I am the banking examiner.
That's all.
I will tell you this right now. All the language.
What about performance bond?
There is okay. With every court docket, there is an appearance bond. Okay, so they get that bond as soon as they appear to court. Then there's a performance and a payment bond. Okay, I'll guarantee you they're there because the government provides the forms for us to use to liquidate them. And the comptroller told us to bring him to you. That's the comptroller, IRS, and the Treasury, ma'am. We just want to settle this matter. And the bench isn't interested in settling. This case is dismissed.
This case has been adjudicated.
That case, I don't give a shit what's on that paper, ma'am. You're going to have to take that up with the IRS and the Treasury. They don't care about your language. They don't care. They want to know if you got a fraudulent security or not. And ma'am, right now, I think I have full evidence that you do.
Ma'am, can you describe what you just said? What you said, adjudicated? I'm sorry. Can you back up? I need you to describe what you said.
No.
Adjudicated.
Adjudicated. What's that?
What does that mean?
He has no dog in this fight.
Who?
Well, he does because I say so. That's why. And because I'm the one in charge here. Do you understand that?
Ma'am, we all...
Okay. Oh, sweetheart, listen to me very carefully. I had to flee the state because these people tried to kill me. You have no idea. You are in up to your neck in shit that you don't even recognize. They stole my kids, my house, my farm. I'm in over 6 counties. You think you're the only county I'm going to bat with here?
And you think this is the only individual that's going to bring this matter to the state of Kentucky? Ma'am, there's a powder keg sitting in this country right now. The people have full knowledge of how they've been getting screwed around by the judicial and the courts. And we're done with it. We just want to settle these matters so we can liquidate these bonds so we can move on with our life. Okay? These poor offspring in the matter here are at risk. These poor offspring do not deserve this type of lifestyle, this type of experience in life from the judicial and these family courts. They have no authority to do this, ma'am. They don't have the authority, ma'am.
I don't know who you are.
I know, and I don't know you. I don't know who you are, ma'am, either. But we are among the same people. Don't we sojourn upon the same land, you and I? Are we not of the same people?
And that we actually, I come into agreements with what you just said. I don't know you either. And I don't know this judge. And that's why I'm calling you to inform you that this man that you sent me to, that I'm just informing you that the man that you sent me to hung up on me because I asked for his oath and bond. That is on the record what happened. Do you understand what that means? If you don't, then you need to go back to the law books that y'all made, okay, and read them. But that's the truth.
We either get the man's credentials or we settle, or the IRS and the Treasury come in and get those credentials and they settle in their matter. And I'll guarantee you, ma'am, I don't think that district attorney wants to pull out those 1044s. I will promise you that. And I think you know very well what I'm talking about. Do you think that?
We don't have a district attorney.
The hell you
We
don't.
don't have a district attorney.
Ma'am, do you have a county attorney?
No, we don't.
Do you have a county attorney?
We have a county attorney.
Okay, there's
And a Commonwealth attorney.
okay.
Now, so where
Same
was
thing.
that filed?
Where's that
was
filed?
filed in my county.
You
Hello,
see?
there's
Boom.
DA Elkinson. I know, he's on the list. Guess what? So are you.
All of it. Come on, ma'am. We are of the people in this land here, ma'am. Okay? We're done.
I am of the people.
Yes, we are together in this. We stand in common, ma'am. We do. We stand in common.
No.
You don't find it you don't find it to be in common.
So you're saying that any individual that puts some letters behind their name can sign off and steal property without consent.
Including children.
That's against the law, ma'am, and you're going to find that out when it comes to trust law and commerce law. We are dealing with nothing more than a commercial tax issue here, ma'am, and we're here to settle, and the bench refused to settle.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes, that would be me.
Ms. Stevenson,
Hello?
do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Hello?
Yep, I hear you. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
I
And
hear
I'm
you.
going to tell you, there's nothing more that I can do for you. If you feel that you have been done wrong or that this is not correct, then my suggestion
It's not a
is
feeling. I'm just letting you know what happened. I'm letting you know what happened, ma'am. I don't have a feeling, okay? I have the facts and the receipts on all of it. So you need to understand. I have the back side and the front side, all of it.
Well, this lady better watch out. She's got the back and front of everything.
You're not listening here, okay? I'm telling you,
to me. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
this one.
Do you feel that this is incorrect?
Ma'am, do you have an oath?
I do. I feel this is incorrect.
Ma'am,
I do.
do you have an oath? Ma'am, did you take an oath? Are you elected?
Ms. Stevenson, if you feel that this is not correct, you need to retain a.
Ma'am,
I have the right to defend myself.
do you have an oath?
It is my unalienable right. You've crossed all of them. Next, what's your next question?
Do you have an oath, ma'am?
Okay. What's your next
I have
question?
a question.
All right. Well, guess what? I'm the one taking question. I'm the one here that's letting you know the facts, ma'am. This is what's happened. I have all my receipts. I've spent 3 years inside of this, and we have it all. You have an opportunity right now to do the right thing before God and everybody else, to do the right thing. Okay, you know what the right thing is. I am the messenger. I'm just telling you what happened.
Ma'am, what we'd like right here is if we could get all the information on how many accounts that we're going to need to address here, so that we can liquidate these accounts and finalize this deal. We need to settle this matter because it's getting out of hand. It's getting.
Everything.
No, ma'am. We're here to settle. If the bench does not want to settle, this case is dismissed, and we're going to hand you over to the IRS, the Treasury.
You don't.
I'm not threatening you, ma'am. I'm telling you where you're
Listen,
going.
You're informed. You're notified.
Informed right here.
They're all
right here.
notified. They're all
The
notified.
judge left the bench. That's going to be right to the Kentucky bar, where it says right there, if that judge leaves the bench, and that's in Kentucky rule. If that judge leaves the bench, that case is dismissed.
And actually, ma'am, it's already.
That's three times. That's 3 times in this case. In these accounts, the judges have left the bench.
It's actually the fourth.
There's 4 right
And
there.
we have the receipts.
We're telling you, so you are notified, and this is recorded, that we're here to settle. If the
You're recording me.
you recording me,
You're recording me
You-
without my permission.
you are everything's recorded, man. We're talking on recording devices, okay? How do you know the government's not recording you? How can you guarantee me that you are not recording me either? All courthouse lines are recorded, ma'am. I know that for a fact.
But anyways,
The courthouse line.
All courthouse lines are recorded. What gives you the authority to record me without my consent?
this isn't the court. Wait a minute. She just admitted this is not the courthouse line. So, ma'am, which is exactly why we need your oath and bond. Same with the judge, because we don't even know who you are.
Ma'am, come on.
Do you see this?
So that's the thing.
Okay,
So,
we don't know who you people are.
So you guys, you don't have.
What number are you called? So just re-identify yourself.
So-
Start over. Start from the beginning. Okay. Who are you? Who are you? Who do you work for? And what is your W-9? I'd like to have your employee identification number right now.
Yeah, we're gonna need a copy of that.
That's what I need right now.
Your W-9. We're gonna need your basically your 10.
I
Your,
have no idea what my employee number is.
ma'am, that court has an EIN number, a tax identification number, okay, an employee identification number.
Administrative office of the courts. Listen, I'm sorry. We're getting nowhere in this conversation.
I know, ma'am, because you are failing to recognize that you have a duty to do, and you've been neglecting your duty.
You failed.
That's what we're trying to find out. How come we can't move forward with this? How come you keep holding this up? How come you do not want to settle this? We want to settle.
Judge,
Okay, so the judge doesn't have the authorization, ma'am. You do. You have the authorization.
You have more power than he does.
You got more authority than the
Yes,
judge.
you do. The
Yes, you
court
do.
does.
You're the court clerk. You're the banker. Your signature's more powerful than the judge. Want me to tell you? Look, ma'am. Who's the court clerk? So we're not even talking to the right person?
County.
Oh,
We're not even talking to the right person to even settle then, are we?
Perfect. This is beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Well, can we talk to your supervisor so we can settle this?
Can we get back to the beginning here? Who's who? Who's who?
We need. Look, are you the court clerk? Can you settle this here today?
Is this Martha?
Is this?
You have called the family court office. If you want the circuit court clerk, you need to Google it and call the Clark County.
No, ma'am.
Court.
You are the trusted trustee, and if I ask you for that number and you don't give it to me, you are in breach of trust. You have a fiduciary duty.
I'm not the circuit clerk.
This woman has so much patience. If it was me, I guarantee you I would have hung up or possibly lost my job.
Okay, so why are you calling
then-
me from this line trying to identify yourself?
Ma'am, then can we talk
as
to the court
working
clerk?
for Boyle County, and then you put me into a conference call with this man named Judge
So Petrie, whoever that guy is. Who's that guy?
I don't know who this man is, but obviously he has confusion because he has no seal, no oath, no bond, nor does he even know the language of English. Can he sit in a conversation to speak to the victims that he's destroyed? This is a crime, ma'am. Do you understand what you're a part of? Yes or no? Do you understand?
No.
There are 6 children here that have been kidnapped.
There's a lot of claims as who people are. He says he's a judge. There's no evidence of that. He says he's a magistrate. There's no evidence of that. That's all we're asking for. Hey, if you claim this is who you are, let's see your credentials. Let's see where you get your authorization. That's all we're asking. Where do you get your authorization to claim these things? Where does anybody in that courthouse get their authorization to make any claims?
Once we get that, then we will establish what jurisdiction means. Because I can guarantee you, you're not in mine.
None. You're subject to our jurisdiction, ma'am. You work for us. We want to settle this matter. Can we get somebody on the phone that can settle this? Can we talk to the court clerk?
Who's your supervisor?
No. The judge is my boss.
I don't care about the judge. He's irrelevant here. The court clerk makes a decision.
Yeah, he's pipsqueaked us.
That guy ain't nothing but a referee.
He didn't like the bench. I'm done with him.
That's just some guy that went to Amazon, bought a costume, and threw it on his shoulder and said, "I'm the judge."
There's no honor.
There's no honor in that. There's no credentials.
He is the mockery of the court.
Just because you put a black robe on and sit up on a freaking chair up on an elevated bench doesn't mean you're the judge. You got to have 5 oaths, ma'am. 5 oaths. You've got to be bonded, man, through an insurance company, ma'am. Where are those credentials? Without those credentials, this is null and void. That man left the bench.
It's looking bad.
It's looking bad for the guy.
You
tell me, ma'am. We just want to settle this. Can you get somebody on the phone that can settle this matter here today? Or do we got to get the IRS to do it? I don't care. We want to settle today. Is that possible?
You were on the hearing. You were talking to
Well, that's the point.
That's the point.
That's why I'm calling you, because I'm informing you of what happened. You weren't there.
He
right?
left the hearing.
But I'm informing you, okay? Because you're the one that put me in contact with him because you represent Bull County, which is what you told me. That's the truth, right? And so I'm coming back to you just to inform you. This is what happened. When I asked the man for his oath and bond, he got nervous and he hung up on me. Now, is he capable, okay? Is he competent enough to be in a conversation with me? Yes or no? I need to know that. And the only way I can know that is if he shows me. Okay? Show me the papers.
You see, you people are the one that asked us to this meeting, okay? We complied to your meeting, okay? All we ask is you comply.
hearing. It wasn't a meeting.
Well,
You can call it what you want, ma'am. You can call it whatever you want, but there's no evidence of that.
You can label, obviously y'all can write whatever story you want to.
I mean, because
it's all a bunch of hearsay.
all of it. All those pleadings are hearsay, and that's been put on the record, okay? Yep. Hearsay from an incompetent individual that bench deemed incompetent due to the fact that he hired an attorney, and that's defined in the Black's Law Dictionary, Volume 4. Oh, I think they're going in Volume 6 now.
Uh-oh.
Come on, which volume? Here's the language.
He knows it. He knows
oh, man.
Shoot.
So how come we're admitting all these incompetent pleadings through a brain jackass called an attorney with no fact? There's no fact on this. There's no fact in dispute. There's no fact on the record.
Nothing.
None.
Y'all are in.
And you guys are you're sitting here and you're going to arbitrate equity in admiralty? Come on, ma'am. You got to be smarter than that. You got a fraudulent security.
And here's the thing. We have it all.
Let's just get somebody on the phone right now that we can give the information to so we can get this settled today. We need those bonds liquidated because these offspring are hurting. They deserve better than this, ma'am. And if you claim to be doing this in the best interest of them offspring, then you're going to settle today. We need your supervisor. Ma'am, here's where we're at, okay? The judge left the bench.
I'm not responsible.
No, yes you are. Yes you are. Who's your boss?
Here's your boss. Look, that judge, we have a certified mail, okay, with an unrebutted affidavit on that judge, okay? I don't care. We're done asking questions. We're here to settle. If he does not want to settle, we've already got chain of custody on his ass. Okay, he's already admitted that he committed crime. We have an unrebutted affidavit. Okay, we're talking about commerce, okay, and a commercial tax. That judge knows the 4 judicial canons that govern that bench. Okay, that man went out his conduct. I don't care, ma'am. Get us your supervisor so we can settle. Or if we're not going to settle, we're done.
Okay, Ms. Stevenson.
Yes, I want you to give the judge this one. I just want you to give the judge this one message. I don't need any of your statements any further. Okay, I'm done with you. Okay, you just need to let him know this.
Okay.
All right. Okay, ready?
Have a good day.
The jig is up. Let him know that. Okay, the jig is up.
Have a good day if you're finished with me. Goodbye.
So no settlement, no case.
She hung up.